Good morning. Welcome to Sacred Enzyme. I'm Stacy. I hope you're doing well today. I want to discuss a little bit of an area that I've really been thinking about lately. And I've talked about the Rh negative blood and how there's something different about this blood, and it has to, I'm pretty certain from my research that it goes back to Atlantis. And it also is these what's called the Holy Grail bloodlines. And was Jesus an Atlantean? I think so. Was Noah an Atlantean? I think so. What I want to talk about that leading to is what's called the Mother of Dragons, because I've been reading the Celtic Order of the Celtic Dawn, and I've been reading Atlantis, the antediluvian world. And what I want to talk about with the Mother of Dragons, and the Mother of Dragons, and I've been reading a lot of this Emerald Order stuff. And the Mother of Dragons is a Celtic goddess lineages that are from the authentic Grail lines of the Mother of Dragons, and the much anticipated return of Celtic triple solar goddess Meritaten holding the 8-dimensional staff with Metatron. So I've read that Metatron was fallen, but I think what they mean when they say that he's fallen is that he actually got sucked into this lower dimensional time matrix. And it's basically saying that they come from these Cathars, the Essenes line from Gaul, which Jesus was an Essene, and it brings forth these bloodlines bring forth the true Christ teachings, Christos, which we've talked about that, and the internal life coding of the law of one. The war over timelines includes a war over authentic Christos Sophia hierogamic identities, as all invading groups have generated their versions of the imposters for gaining strategic dominance in the Antichrist wars. So it talks about that these red-haired goddesses come from Scotland. It says guardian host facilitated the hierogamic union of the triple solar god and triple solar goddess through sequential Christic divine ether rituals, which began at the Chartres Cathedral Labyrinth with the solar eclipse on December 4th. Chartres Cathedral acts as the unifying architecture for the 7-dimensional solar dragon wing of the solar dragon queen, Mother Mary of Dragons, and Rosslyn Chapel acted as the 6-dimensional solar dragon wing of the 13th solar dragon king, or solar Christ Michael of Dragons, in which they came together and unified as one cosmic rod and staff. Now they say that the mother goes up and down, and the son goes cross. So this is where you get the cross. This is actually the true meaning of the cross. This is the Divine Mother and the Son. So it says that these come forth, these lines of people come from the Tuatha De Danann. And at the beginning here, I was really surprised that it says the Celtic goddess lineages are from the authentic Grail lines of the Mother of Dragons, and with a much anticipated return of Celtic triple solar solar goddess Meritaten, holding the 8-dimensional staff with Metatron, has opened a floodgate of Celtic Grail kings. Okay, so they had basically incarnated these Celtic Grail kings with these different DNA patterns activated. And I think that a lot of these, probably all of these kings, these Grail kings, have Rh negative blood types, and they have Rh negative in families. And it says that it's a DNA activations, and then many ascending females connected directly to this particular lineage in their ancestry are beginning to be systematically downloaded with the Solar Dragon Queen Celtic Triquarta codes. The identity of Meritaten was hidden and obscured from view, as her mother of dragon power source is located in Scotland. So I find that very interesting, and was not only coveted, but any trace of her embodiment is viciously despised by the hostile invading groups. Thus, there are several counterfeits and red cube projections throughout timelines that are using the same name signature. See, this is why we have so much confusion when the twisting of words, like the Tower of Babel, that they knocked it down and then they switched up all the languages so that everything would be confusing. And you just have to weave through a maze of nonsense to find out what the heck is really going on here. So originally it was the Cathars, and you know, the Cathars were completely destroyed. And it talks about this Melchizedek order starting out, and the Cathars really upheld these traditions of these Melchizedek orders. But then you had, you had corruption and everything. But that takes me back to Atlantis, because I've been following a lot of work by Robert Sefer, and Robert Sefer had done a thing on the Merovingian kings, and he was saying that these Merovingian kings are basically this Holy Grail bloodline, and that King Robert of Scotland is one of these Merovingian kings, which I know that we come from France, and I call us, my family line, world travelers, because we've been here and there and everywhere. But we were in France, we were in Ireland, Scotland, the Iberian Peninsula, pretty much, Wales, and so it says that these Christos Sophia come from the Andromeda galaxy and the Lyrian lions, and this is why you have the blue lion symbol on a lot of these older family regalias. Just like this is my shirt from Robert Bruce, and if you notice, our family symbol is a blue lion. And then this is the Declaration of Aberoth in 1320, and it says, as long as 100 of us remain alive, we will never be subject to tyrannical dominion, because it is not for glory or riches or honors that we fight, but for freedom alone, which no worthy man loses except with his life. So there's so much more to this stuff than we've ever thought we knew. And one of the things is that these bloodlines that are Rh negative, they're more psychically in tune from birth. And these indigo kids are coming in with the same strand activations as these Rh negative bloodlines. And the reason that I feel that they're able to is because your blood all has to do with proteins. And when you have Rh negative factor, it tends to affect your blood. I have blood building problems all the time. And you also end up with a lot of heart conditions in your family. Everybody in my family has bad hearts. They have heart defects. And it creates a problem with your ferritin levels, your blood levels, and all of these things. But the other thing that it does is it gives you lower blood pressure. I always stay cold. I'm cold all the time. I'm cold right now. And I live in Central Florida, and it's like probably 70-something degrees, and I'm freezing. I always have a house coat on. But, it causes your blood pressure to be lowered. And I think that just allows you to be more in touch with your theta waves. And I've been doing a lot of reading on that, and I find it fascinating because there is something to that. Those antigens that are missing on the blood cells has to do with your variable heart rate and your theta waves, and it all affects the glands. And see, this is why so many people that come from this bloodline are sickly. It's sickly, and it's not a coincidence. It's done intentionally. It's done intentionally to make you sick because they don't want you here. They don't want you here. I mean, both my brothers are already dead. And my one brother, he didn't make it to his 52nd birthday. My other brother died at 54. And I turned 53 in a couple of weeks. And I'm really grateful to be 53. But, I've been waking up to all this stuff. But, I've gotten a lot of this information that's come to me from my brothers. They come to me in my sleep. My grandmother comes to me in my sleep. And as I've been looking at my genealogy a little bit closer, because, all of our family's done our genetics. And I've come to find out that my mom and my dad both come from the same place. They come from the same place. So these are a merging of two bloodlines from these same strand templates. And this is why my brother was Rh negative. And this is why this Rh negative factor runs throughout my family. It even runs in my dad's side of the family. I have cousins and everything that are Rh negative. So it does run in family lines, but you're here to do special work. You're here you have to be able to wake up so you can raise the vibrational frequency of the planet. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about with this this mother of dragons is that these lineages are have to do with these portals. These they have to do with these arc stargate locations. And I wanted to just go over the stargate locations again. These are mother arc stargate locations. Okay, this is divine mother consciousness. There's one. The first one is in Adair, Ireland. No coincidence, right? The second one's in Stonehenge, England. The third one is in Seattle, Washington. Fourth, Manhattan Island, USA. The fifth one is in Bali, in Indonesia. The sixth is in Uluru or Ayers Rock, Australia. The seventh one is in Phoenix, Arizona. The eighth one is in the Atlantic Ocean, the southwest of the Bermuda Triangle. The ninth one is in Antarctica. And we talked about how a lot of these Germans from the Vril Society that were on the good side, that were not infiltrated by this draconian group. And then we had the whole Nazi group. This other faction of people, a lot of them, they went to Antarctica. And 10 is Baghdad, Iraq. And there's a Stargate there, and you can go and do research on that. They found that Stargate. That was in that Saddam Hussein had built a ziggurat over that Stargate. Newgrange, Ireland, and Cornwall, UK. So the eastern Australian seaboard is acting as one of the main portals for the magnetic battery generators that's gaining charge in its magnetic hub. And that's located in the monument of Uluru, Uluru. It's a power point for the global network of dominant or dormant inactive ancient gateway systems or hubs, and it was placed there as a marker by the god creators of the system, the ancient builder races. They say that Uluru was placed there by the blue dragon races located in the next universe. Now, don't confuse dragon with draconians, because it's not the same thing, okay? And they like you to believe it's all the same thing, but it's not. The dragons are different than the draconians, okay? Like you have these reptilian races and these Mothmen and all this stuff. This is doesn't have anything to do with these ancient builder blue dragon races. Okay, and that's probably why they call us blue bloods, because my blood is blue, and you can see it in my arms. I have blue blood, and they call them blue bloods. There's a TV series with Tom Selleck called Blue Bloods, and he's like fights for justice, right? Everything is based on some kind of something. I mean, you really can't even watch any kind of movie anymore without realizing that it's all just in our face, truthfully. So the magnetic field correction is one result of the mother arc frequency connecting to the Earth's core, and this happened in 2022, by the way. It's leading us back to the 0-point unity field, and this begins to power up. Listen to this: the Giza Pyramid dipole activity located in Egypt. Okay, we know they got a stronghold on that right now. I mean, anytime something's found in Giza, you know, you have that one Hiawatha guy, I forgot what his name is, but he's on every single archaeological dig that happens anywhere on the Giza Plateau, and he'll shut it down just like that and kick everybody out. When they find something, he's got to be right there, and he goes in and he shuts everything down. Everything gets shut down. And so, you know, who does this guy really work for? And the other thing is the WHO, the World Health Organization, yes, 88% of that's funded by Bill and Melinda Gates, is in almost all of these mother ark locations, which, you know, I don't find that a coincidence either. And it's disappointing that Bill Gates and I have the same birthday, and he's such a sleazeball in my opinion. Okay, this recent activity is just like switching on a generator. It's going to power these things up. And this is why we had that aurora borealis after we had this last hurricane here in Florida. These are these codes coming in. These aurora borealis in the sky, these are all frequency codes that are coming in to help reconnect our DNA, our dormant DNA. We have 98% of our DNA is not activated, and it's not a mistake. It's been manipulated genetically. And this goes back to, you know, when I was researching my own family, I couldn't understand why they kept marrying each other. I just thought that was so gross. I mean, of all the people in the world, you couldn't find somebody that wasn't in your family to get married to. You know, I just always found it creepy. But now I'm starting to understand it, because they were trying to keep this blue dragon race in the family, and they knew they had it, and they were trying to protect it. And so this is really interesting about this mother ark and this fifth harmonic universe that we're going to be going into. But you know, it all comes from the heart. They call it the crystal heart frequencies. And so we have to start working on developing this crystal heart, because, you know, our body is full of crystals, and our heart controls our brain. And the energy that comes from the heart is just like the shape of the planet, because we live in a Taurian field. We don't live in a flat earth, and we don't live in a round earth. It is a Taurus field, and energy comes up through the center. And just like the field of the earth, except the earth was knocked off its axis 23 degrees, I believe it was, and it was like 4 billion years ago that happened. And that was because of a weapon that was developed by these nefarious and interdimensional extraterrestrial races. They created this weapon, and it caused Earth to collide with its sister planet, which was the planet that this divine mother stuff comes from. TS, I think it was. THE, I'd have to go back and look. I was reading all about it this morning, but there is just like so many words that you've got to look up here and figure out what is this and what is that. But anyway, there was a sister planet, and our planet did not have a moon. And so we were just kind of meandering around, and we were not locked in a type of orbit. And what happened was we crashed into this planet, was intentionally directly crashed into this other planet, which destroyed it. And then you had all of these lost souls, and these higher dimensional builder races had brought forth. And so this is how come we have the moon. This made the moon. This planet made the moon. And it also went into Earth's center core. And so we have part of this mother planet inside of our planet and the moon. So this is probably why we have the lunar cycles are all tied in with fertility, with females. And it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence, folks. It's no coincidence. So, you know, we've been twisted up here in this collective of patriarchal system, which has shoved the divine mother to the side, and they've created her into like this dark Lilith type character, and that's couldn't be further from the truth. So the question is that what is it that we can do? And the first thing that we have to do is that we have to start working on our heart center. And that is going to be the key to activating these codes, to bringing divine unity to the planet, and to help join the Mother Earth frequencies together, is from a nurturing mother aspect. And we have to start bringing the Divine Mother back. And I've been going on for this about a while, because I've been taking all these downloads in, and there's so much to these planetary stargates and this blue dragon mother arc, and these dimensional spaces that are on our planet that have been like hijacked. Our whole planetary Earth grid's been hijacked. You know, I mean, in Atlantis, this Atlantean civilization, they're the ones that went into these Celtic lines, went into these Hebrew lines. You know, you have all these different factions. The Aryans, I mean, you had a lot of different factions of people in Spain, you know, the whole Iberian Peninsula. So you had this Atlantean civilization, and then that's where I think Noah comes from. I think that that's what the Ark was all about. That, you know, I did a video on Newgrange, and how that building on the hill of Tara there is actually Noah's Ark. It was a waterproof structure. And so the interesting thing is that we do have these bloodlines, and you know, we have about 15% of the world population that has still maintained this Rh negative bloodline. So it had to come through on this third seeding of the planet with humanity. And so I've been doing some research this morning on reaching the cosmic mother dragon, and you know, we have to work on the heart. We have to work on the heart. It says that we have to activate the 8th chakra to ignite the Amoria flame, which connects to the Mother Ark. It is possible to open an aqua portal for transit of earthly souls and other entities to be given to the Mother for dispensation, rehabilitation, or transit. This is a direct dispensation of the law of one and the return of the Holy Mother to this planet. Now, I did say that I did read that that they believe, there's people that believe that the Divine Mother's been in stasis this whole time, which I think so too. And if it is of service to others, divine purpose, or the guardian host will help the individual hold this portal, provided they have attuned their body and consciousness to the 12D shield. Okay, so now we're going right back to nutrition. We've got to start caring for our bodies. What you put in your body is going to produce your results. So if you're not eating balanced food, and you're not eating fresh fruits and vegetables, and you know, taking care of your energy zones through your diet predominantly, then you're not going to be able to activate these shields as good as you should be. You know, you can't just eat McDonald's and stuff like this and be able to activate this 8th chakra, because this is the thymus, which is the higher heart. And so we have to address our diets. We have to address our diets, and we've got to bring so much more empathy and love and nurturing, and we have to work from this heart. Like, you can visualize the energy in your heart if you just lay your hand on your heart, and then, you know, draw into your heart, you know, just be, you know, you're breathing, slow your breathing, and just draw in an energy of gratitude into your heart. Think about something that you really love, like your kids or your pets or the beach or anything, and just bring it in and hold it there. You know, hold it there and relax and think about it, and you'll feel a light start emanating from your heart. And see, this is what we have to do. We have to bring the harmony back with the heart and the love to the planet. And when we do that, we're going to be bringing back the Divine Mother, full blown. And I'm really happy to be a part of this change, you know. And I'm sure that I asked to be born into this bloodline that I'm born into to do this work. I'm not any more special than anybody else, and I don't think of myself that way. I think of myself here to do the work. I'm here to do the work. And the reason that I have the blood in my family like I do is because we have to be aware that we're here to do the work, because it's just like we're waking everybody up. And so it doesn't make anybody more qualified. It doesn't make anybody more special, because we all have this ability. We all have this ability. It's just that because these antigens are not on in it, but you know, the flip side is that it causes a lot of health problems being born with these blood types, you know, and that's why it's so important that we modify our diets. So with that, I mean, that's a lot to take in, 25 minutes, and it seemed like a lot of rambling, and I hope that you can understand what I'm getting at here. But in a nutshell, you know, our Earth was intentionally tilted 23 degrees on the axis for the planetary grids to be taken over, for this planet to become a harvesting center for lower dimensional beings, that they've been controlling the stargates for many, many years and blocking the frequencies that are coming in from our higher builder races, that were, you know, that we were seated here for this reason, is to be guardians of these stargates. And you know, people are waking up to the fact that, you know, things ain't, the math ain't mathin'. You know, we know that there used to be free electricity. Anytime that anybody brings one of these types of discoveries out, they end up, I mean, look at Tesla, and look what happened to all this stuff. All this stuff was seized by Donald Trump's uncle, and he was a contractor for the FBI. You know, his work was, a lot of his work's missing. But, you know, he was powering the whole energy by his Wardenclyffe lab. They were all getting free energy from the planet. And he was providing that from his discoveries, because, you know, Tesla was very in tune to his Divine Mother frequency. He was absent from sex. He was very mindful of his diet. And, you know, he knew that there were things out there. He was able to connect to the universe, and he understood frequencies. And so I'd be willing to bet that Tesla was Rh negative bloodline, for sure. But, you know, anytime that you have people that bring out these inventions of, you know, cars that can run on water and different things like this, they always end up missing, or they have some kind of accident, you know, and they lose their life. So, you know, the biggest thing is that the information has to come from the heart, and the information has to be free. It's when greed gets involved and ego gets involved. And, you know, just like a lot of these people that call themselves gurus or new age teachers or whatever you want to call it, you know, instead of just giving the information voluntarily, they want you to buy their book, or they want you to watch 45 lectures, or they want you to pay to this or travel here or go. Just give the information. Just give the information for free. Don't gatekeep. We've been gatekeeped for too long. Don't gatekeep information. Give it away freely. That's what this is about. This is what it's about. You know, it's when people get controlled of, they can't control their ego or their desire for materialism. And it's not balanced. It's got to be balanced. The information has to come freely. It's Divine Mother information. And it was given to us for free. We didn't have to pay for it. But, you know, we've gotten so stuck in our lower chakra zones that, you know, that everybody's just out for themselves. And it can't be that way, folks. Can't be that way. So with that, I appreciate you spending 28 minutes with me this morning. 28 is my magic number, my number of manifestation. I was born on the 28th day of October. So with that, I'm going to end this video, but we're living in the past, present, and the future all at the same time. And that, you know, we're here to be stewards to this planet, and, you know, guardians of the galaxies, but of the stargates, And these stargates are real, and these arc sites are real, these Q sites are real. They're all over the planet. There's a lot of them in the United States and around the United States, South America, and in Ireland, in the UK. So, you know, it's not a coincidence that these places have seen a lot of struggles, for sure. because if you can disrupt the society, kind of like knocking down the Tower of Babel, if you can disrupt the society, nobody's going to figure shit out. So let's talk, folks. Let's offer the information to each other freely. Freely. Don't gatekeep. So I advise you to go outside today and put your feet in the grass, because connecting with nature is the best way to get that heart going, get that heart activated with the Divine Mother love, nurturing some plants, you know, or immersing yourself in nature and listening to all of the creatures that are in nature, because these creatures in nature, they emit plasma frequencies, you know, birds singing, and, you know, just different things, bees buzzing. I say the bees are the news carriers of the Divine Mother. They bring the news. The bees bring the news. But, you know, get outside, put your feet in the grass, and set your intentions for today. Say, you know what, this is going to be a beautiful day. And, you know, give your thanks. Be grateful. Give thanks to your Heavenly Father and to Divine Mother, Mother Earth. So with that, I hope to catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching Sacred Enzyme, and have a great day. Bye-bye.